Welcome. Sometimes to really understand the world we're living in, you have to look at it from a weird angle, through things like fragments of dreams and whispers of ghosts. Today, that's exactly what we're doing. We're piecing together a puzzle, connecting a really cryptic, dreamlike message to this idea of a technological ghost. So, let's dive in. It all starts with this, psychotic search. Just 2 words, but they really set a tone, don't they? It gives you this feeling of a frantic, almost desperate search for something you just can't quite get a hold of. And that's exactly where our journey begins.
And that frantic search leads us right to the big question for today. We've got 2 different sets of clues. One feels like you're trying to remember a dream you just woke up from, and the other sounds like it's from some deep philosophical text. Our job is to figure out the hidden thread that ties these 2 completely different things together.
Okay, let's start with our first clue, this very cryptic message. And honestly, it reads less like a coherent thought and more like somebody just jotted down random fragments from a dream.
I mean, listen to these phrases. Dotted clouds, called from dreams I don't understand. It just creates this incredibly strange, hazy mood. It's all about ambiguity, a sense of unreality. You see this mix of the natural world, the clouds, and this very internal, very confused state of mind.
And this line right here is the heart of it. It's this fundamental feeling that you've lost your bearings. The line between being awake and being in a dream has just completely dissolved. Now, I want you to hold on to this feeling, this sense of dissociation, because it is absolutely crucial for what comes next. All right, let's switch gears to our second source and see how it builds on this. We're about to shift from a personal, internal feeling to something much, much bigger. We're talking about the idea of a ghost, a spectral presence.
A ghost, or a phantasma as the original text puts it. And suddenly, that feeling of unreality we were just talking about isn't just inside one person's head anymore. It's being described as an external force, something that's actually out there, haunting our world.
And this is where the 2 clues finally start to connect. See, on one side, you have that personal, dreamlike confusion. But on the other, you have a totally new language to describe that same feeling, but on a huge societal scale. That feeling of not knowing if you're awake, it gets reframed as the virtual and the real merging together, creating this shared, spectral state of being. The personal dream is becoming a collective ghost.
So, what is this ghost, really? What is this spectral force that's blurring our reality? Well, our next clue takes us from these abstract ideas to something that's surprisingly tangible.
This right here is key. The ghosts aren't just kind of floating around. No, they actively infiltrate. That word suggests a process, right? A deliberate, pervasive integration into our lives, into our world. But how do they do it?
Well, the source actually lays out a 4-step process of infiltration. First, it forms the superstructure. Basically, it shapes our big ideas and our systems of power. Then, it wets the infrastructure, meaning it seeps into the physical networks that connect us. Cables, servers, all that stuff. Next, it involves the body, becoming a part of our actual physical experience. And finally, it blurs the score, which means it completely rewrites the basic rules of reality itself. And here it is. This is the answer to the whole puzzle. The ghost, this spectral force, the phantasma that infiltrates absolutely everything, is the technology that inhabits us. The kingdom of the ghost is our digital world. That feeling of dissociation from the very beginning, that wasn't just a dream. It was a description of modern life. So now that we've identified the ghost, let's take a look around its kingdom. What are the properties of this technological reality that we now call home? The source actually gives us a really clear breakdown. So this kingdom is described as hyperreal, without place. It exists everywhere and nowhere at the same time, kind of like the internet itself. It's distributed, meaning it's not controlled by any one central point. It's replicated, with information being copied over and over again, endlessly. And it's stored in databases and clouds. Sound familiar? It should. This is the basic architecture of our digital lives. So that psychotic search, the dotted clouds, that weird feeling of being neither awake nor asleep, these aren't just metaphors for some far-off future. They are a spot-on description of the strange, spectral feeling of being alive right now, living a life that's filtered through screens, networks, and data. And all of this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If our technology is the ghost that inhabits our world, blurring all the lines of reality, what's our role in all this? Are we just the ones being haunted by it?
Or are we, through our constant use, our posts, our clicks, the ones who are actually doing the haunting?